Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Drew, what it do? And in today's video, this is the February edition of How to Grow Your Fashion Instagram, the road to 10K, man. We're gonna be looking at the month of February. For my account, I've been kind of charting how my fashion Instagram has grown since October. So I'm gonna show you guys, how I've been able to grow it and the actual stats to back it up and the things that I've been doing. This video is also meant to be as kind of like a therapy session, because sometimes it can get daunting to have a goal of something like 10,000 followers and try to grow a fashion account to that high. And being at where I'm nowhere near 10,000, but I'm having a lot of fun doing what I'm doing, and hopefully I'm providing some value to you guys. I got my screen up right now of the stats, and then we're gonna go over some of the posts from February, and I'll give you guys some tips and whatnot. Hopefully you guys get some value, like I said, and let's get into the video, man. All right, you guys should be looking at my screen right now. This is basically a Google Sheets I've set up. If you've seen my other videos, you know about this. This is how I basically plot the poignant or the most important stats for my Instagram, for my business Instagram, and for my personal, for my business YouTube, and for my personal YouTube. And so what you'll find is that over the course of a month, there actually is a lot of growth. But when you go week by week, sometimes it can be a little bit damning, because you don't know whether or not you're really getting to where you want to be. So if we start with February, I'm in February right now. You can tell that by the bottom tab right here. In the beginning of February, I had 764 followers on Edward Joyner. Actually, let's not even talk about Edward Joyner. Let's just talk about Drew Joyner, because that's the fashion account. So I had 1,609 followers on Drew Joyner's account. I was pretty proud about that. I had come off the month of January, where I started at 1,430 in January, and by the beginning of February, I started at 1,609. So that's about 200 followers approximately gained, which is pretty on par with how I've been growing my account. And I had about 387 subs on YouTube. So you guys will kind of see how quickly the YouTube has grown and how some of these weeks are crazy. So what I do is, when I post, I make sure to always post 3 times a week. That's a really important stat that I always try to, not always, I do always abide by. Essentially, I always make sure I get 3 posts in a week, no matter what, for Drew Joyner. And then you can kind of see this was the first week. The reach was 4,000. Had gained about 41 followers in that first week, from January 27th to February 3rd. So we're kind of pulling in from January. And then the next week we start at 1,650. So I always start at what I had before. And this week was actually insane. February 3rd to February 10th. I don't know what it was. I was really on something else when it came to these posts, and people were really showing that love. And I went from 1,650 to 1,792. That is definitely the most I've ever gained in a week. I don't even want to try to do the math. That is 142. That's a 142 follower gain in 1 week. And last month, like if you guys see, I didn't even gain that many followers. Oh, oops, I just started FaceTime on accident, which is an accident. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be annoying. But what you can see is that, that week jump from 1,650 to 1,792 is almost comparable to, my entire month of January. And that is incredible, because in January I went from 1,430 to 1,539. And so the reason why we're going to explore this a little bit when I get to kind of my Instagram, which is just up here, the reason why that it grew so much in that time span is because I got reposted on Fits on Point, which is one of the best kind of pages you can be on if you're trying to grow your fashion Instagram. Obviously, the reposting pages are incredible. And then we can kind of look at Drew Joyner's my YouTube as well, this channel that I'm on right now. I went from 387 to 467, so I'm almost at 100 plus subscribers every week. And that trend kind of continues all the way down, where I go from 467 to 544, little under 100. But pretty good. And then we can go to, because there's only 4 weeks in February. let's see, did I do this right? Yeah, 24. Oh yeah, and because this month goes into March, I just made it March. So there's 4 weeks in February. So from 1792, went from 1792 to 1847, which is about 50, a little over 50, which is decent. It's really good. If you can gain more than 50 a week, that's really fantastic. So these 2 weeks were probably the best weeks in February for me, no doubt about it. And you can kind of see that. And you know, I kind of get into why, like I said, in a moment. We'll kind of look at the Drew Joyner Instagram. And then the last week of February, what we have is kind of the slowest week in terms of growth. I think, you know, this was almost 50. So, you know, in the 40s, 41. And the last week we gained about, you know, 33. So this is actually the weakest kind of month, or weakest week, excuse me, weakest week for the account. Sorry, I don't know why I'm blanking. So this week we had 1847, and we went to 1880, and I had even more posts. The crazy thing is that if you look at the stats, it's kind of weird sometimes. So I had more reach this week than the reach I had when I gained the most followers possible. And that's really interesting to me, because reach means that it's how many people actually get to see it who aren't following you, or how many people are seeing it who don't typically see it, essentially, or who do typically see it. Just about how far the post actually reaches. It's a really interesting stat that I look at often, to where how do I have, you know, this amount of reach? Probably because I posted an extra time. That's probably why, because I had an extra post. But it didn't really equate to more followers. And then we can look at the beginning of March. I'm at 1880, and right now, if we look at where I'm sitting in terms of my profile, I have 1,894. So from 1880, you know, we have gained 14 followers already, and the content is moving along. So what I'm also gonna do, guys, is we're gonna look at the Instagram, obviously, that I have it on the computer screen as well. You're looking at it, and I'll kind of give you guys some tips and whatnot on what I think did well in the month of February and what I could have improved on. Let me see. Let me make sure. I think all of these, was this in the month of February? Let's see. Does it give me a date? It was about 4 weeks ago. Yeah, January 26th. So this wasn't. So February starts about January 28th. Right here is where February starts, probably. Oh no, it's January 31st. I'm surprised. Right here. So, but let's talk about these two posts. So this post right here in particular was a really strong post. This is the post that actually got featured on Fits on Point. And so if you don't know this, one of the things you're going to be needing to do whenever you post on Instagram is you're going to need to tag the appropriate accounts to get you more reach, to have your content have more potentiality, reach more people. And you do that, like I said, by tagging different individuals. So what I always do is I tag the most amount of people I can possibly tag, which is 20. I always tag 20. And by tagging 20, it gives me the highest chance. So, you know, I tag the brands that are involved in this outfit. Honey and Butter is a repost board, Outfit Alliance. You can look at all my tags on your Instagram app. You can't look at it on the computer. But you can just take my tags and use them if you'd like. But one of the most important pages is going to be Fits on Point, and they do an incredible job of curating fashion content. And this is one of the reasons why I had that huge 142 follower bump in the month of February. That is incredible. Never had that before. We're talking about this right here, from 1650 to 1792, right? So that's one thing. So you want to try to get on reposting boards. But what I think the reason why certain pieces of content did well over others is that my content, I feel like in January and February got a little bit monotonous compared to what I was doing before. And by monotonous, I mean I was posting a lot of just fits, as you guys can see, and kind of got redundant a little bit because I was obsessed with the Orays, the Empire City Highs. And I'm still obsessed with them. But I think what performs better for me, at least, what I noticed is these lifestyle pictures. So like I went to the park, and instead of just like going out to take fit pics or things like that, I actually, you know, lived in my outfit and used them in a real life scenario, real life way. And, you know, had good times with my girlfriend, as you guys have seen in my vlogs and whatnot, and Taco Tuesdays, and showing different livelihoods. And obviously wearing different things also helps, you know, increase the likelihood that, you know, people will engage with your content. If your content is pretty much the same all the time, people are not going to engage as much. And so I think these lifestyle pictures, these two are good examples of them. And then this one performed really well too, where I went into a plant shop and it was Mardi Gras, and it wasn't just about like the clothing and the sneakers, it was about the lifestyle, it was about the life, you know what I mean? So that's something that you should consider when you're going out and doing these kind of things. If you can integrate kind of fashion fit pics and fashion content with your life, it'll, you know, for one, it'll help people kind of know a little bit more about you beyond just the clothes, because everyone has a lot of the same things. It's about how you style it and how you wear it. And, you know, your lifestyle, whether you live in, I live in Colorado, so, but if you live in, you know, if you live in Japan, if you live in New York or Arizona or Tennessee or wherever you live, there's going to be different things that I don't have in Colorado, and vice versa. And so you should show those things off without a doubt, to, you know, show the lifestyle, the clothing. I mean, it's really fun to see different people wearing their clothes for different purposes. And, you know, I had a video that I also posted, and this video had 223 likes, so it wasn't crazy or anything like that, but I definitely want to tell you guys, do the lifestyle post. And I think this is another one. The lifestyle post for me for the last couple of weeks I've done the best, and I kind of noticed that in February. So that's my second tip, lifestyle post. First tip is make sure to tag, like I've always said, is making sure to tag the appropriate people. One of the other things I want to talk to you guys about that's pretty glaring on Instagram when it comes to fashion content as well is, you know, I hate to say it in this way, but it is, you know, understanding what performs well on the platform. One of the things that you know, there's a couple creatives that I love. I can show you guys, and I've talked about them before. I can show you guys Creative Cloth, who does a fantastic job. Greg Cooper. He's going to be on the podcast this week. So if you want to tune in, Beyond the Garment podcast, I talked to him about his journey. But what Greg does so fantastic is like this post, for example, it's so different. It's so unique. It's so him. And it really stands out. So, I think his account is exploded. I remember when he just had, you know, 1,000 followers, and now he has almost 4,000. But what he's been able to do is he's been able to capitalize essentially on something that's new and fresh. This is something that, you know, you don't see people doing this on fashion Instagram. You don't see people with the bandana and the way he has the beanie, and it just flows together so nicely. A great example of a person who you can look at, you can kind of see what they do and draw inspiration from and try to create your own look, because he has his own look right now with the bandanas and covering his face and whatnot, and it's very, very unique and different. One of the other creatives that I want to show you guys, I talk about her often, and she is talked about often because she is fantastic, is Justine. And Justine is a prime example of great outfits mixed with personality. And if you're a woman, then you're gonna do better on Instagram. That's just a fact. I've noticed that in nine times out of 10, if you create content on the internet and you're a girl, you're gonna do better than most men do. Girls are, you know, they're easier to look at. The girls seem to support each other a little bit more. And, you know, there's just a draw to women that I think men don't always have, right? So like if you look at the number one, you know, accounts on Instagram, if you look at 10 of them, you know, 8 of them are going to be women or more. Maybe all of them will be women. And that's something you have to kind of think about, not to compare yourself to other people, because sometimes there are things that you can't control, like, you know, how you look in you know, the way you wear outfits, or the outfits that you have, or the fact that you're a man or woman, or you know, maybe you're non-binary. But either way, you know, it's gonna be a challenge for everyone. So you have to understand how to, you know, upplay your strengths and how to figure out how you can minimize your weaknesses, essentially. Sorry if you guys heard that rattling. But Justine does a fantastic job. Like I said, she's another great creative that I think just is on top of the game right now in terms of growth. Probably has a crazy growth, probably grows 300, 400 followers a month at least, where I'm growing, you know, 100 to 200 a month. So that's kind of tip number 3, is know your strengths, upplay your strengths, and you should figure it out, man. And I think the lifestyle pictures are really what's popular right now. And obviously knowing what's going to be, I mean, you don't want to just play to numbers, because I think the numbers are nice, but you have to kind of love the things that you're putting out. And if you don't love it, then you're not going to be consistent, which is honestly the number one thing. Consistency is always going to be number one. So for example, if I look at the Notre Dunks, they did almost 400 likes, you know what I mean? Likes, that ton of comments, people like them. But if you look at something like the Story MFG Reebok Club C's, they're just not going to do as well, even though they're almost identical in terms of content. They're just not going to do as well. And you kind of see that here, even though the pictures are very comparable, and I love how good the pictures look as well, right? So that's just something to think about. But yeah, those are the 3 things I want you guys to consider. Obviously, consistency is always going to be one of the things I talk about. But when it comes to growing your account, guys, for what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing right now, like looking at it 2021 March, more lifestyle pictures. Lifestyle pictures are going to, you know, do a lot better, I think, for at least what I'm seeing, than just regular fit pics, essentially. Second is making sure that you tag the right people. Getting on accounts like Fits on Point, what you're rocking, what you're wearing, things like that are going to be really important to help grow your account really, really quickly. And lastly, understanding your strengths, understanding your weaknesses. You know, it's not always about the numbers. Most time is just about creating the content. And if you do that, then you'll be set. And I think I want to show you guys one more thing. When it comes to subscribers, man, it's incredible to see. You know, I had 387 subscribers in the month of February, and I just concluded and I just tracked, obviously from the week end point, I tracked that I had 798 subscribers. If I go to YouTube right now, guys, I mean, it's incredible to see, you know, how much support you guys have given me, and I can't say thank you enough. And it's just really about creating the content. I'm not special, you know, I'm not like, you know, a supermodel or anything like that. I'm just a content creator that is, you know, doing the best I can with what I have. And this is Edward Joyner. Let me get to mine. But as you can see right here, 860 subscribers. And if you look back here, it was 798. And let me just make sure you guys can see this. So let me just go to my channel. So 860 subs. Like, I mean, you guys have been incredible. And no matter what, as long as you create the content, guys, as long as you do what you need to do, then you're going to see the results. And that is the same for Instagram as well. So if I give it a bonus tip, be consistent as always. Create the content. Don't worry about the numbers always. The numbers will come, and you'll get the results that you want to get, and you'll meet new people and have a lot of fun doing it. But you gotta create, and then you have to kind of tactically approach some of the things that you do while also having fun. Because if you're not having fun, then you're not gonna be consistent, like I said. So let me stop this screen recording real quick. Whew, that was about 20 minutes of talking. I know that was a lot. But like I said, hopefully the point of these videos is to give you guys some value, man. And I mean, that's all I want to do. I just want to give you guys some true value, hopefully help some of you guys out who are wondering, you know, how are certain accounts growing. If you found my channel through whatever YouTube algorithm or whatever, and you like today's content, I do a video like this every month, so be sure to subscribe. Obviously, you saw my Instagram. If you want to DM me, be sure to DM me at DrewJoyner_. other than that, guys, hopefully you got some value. Like I said, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Tomorrow I'm supposed to be doing a manga pickup video. So if you guys are interested in Japanese comic books, things like that, I might be talking about those a little bit. But if you're not, you can just skip the video, don't unsubscribe, things like that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, like I said, and I'll see you guys later.